Yo, YouTube, what's up with your boy, Sports and Fitness Rants? I'm back, guys. Click that like button. Subscribe to my channel. What's up, y'all? Welcome back, guys. Welcome back, man. Got another great video for you guys today, as usual. You guys know the deal on this channel. So about setting the record straight, stopping the lies, stopping the narratives, stopping them from rewriting history, guys. And in this video, we're going to talk about LeBron James, the Los Angeles Lakers, and how this clown, LeBron James, had 7 turnovers in the game last night against the hapless Golden State Warriors without Steph Curry. Once again, the Warriors without Steph Curry are not even a professional basketball team, guys. They're not at all. Without Steph Curry, the Warriors are nothing. We all know that. He's the guy that makes everything work, man. And he wasn't there, and the Lakers beat up on another team that is not impressive. Another non-impressive win for the Lakers. And LeBron James went out there and had 7 turnovers, chucked up a bunch of shots. I mean, once again, LeBron James shot jacking out there, chasing numbers, chasing stats, and his team carries him again. The referees carry them again to a victory. They had way more free throws than the Golden State Warriors. They shot 30 free throws. 30 free throws to the Golden State Warriors, 11, guys. 11. We're going to talk about it in this video. My goodness, man. It's the same thing every single night. They play these mediocre teams, and they need a billion free throws to beat them. We're going to laugh in this one, guys. I want to thank you guys, everyone across the world, everyone across the states has been supporting my channel. You guys know I am truly humble. Much respect to everybody out there. I want to send a special thanks out to Gundam U for coming through with the super thanks. Thank you very much. Like I said, man, it means a lot to all you guys. Continue to come through, donate to the channel, the emails, the messages, all that stuff, guys. So once again, shout out to Gundam U and everybody out there. You guys know what to do. Turn the volume all the way up. Hit that play button. Remember, these videos are for educational purposes. And let's roll. So, yes, guys, like I said, man, we're going to talk about this clown LeBron James. The Los Angeles Lakers beat the Golden State Warriors last night. Now, I believe this is the second time that they played the Warriors this season. I believe that the second time. If you guys remember, the first time that they played the Golden State Warriors, if I'm correct on this, was the opening game of the season. Opening night. Remember, no LeBron James, and the Golden State Warriors beat the LA Lakers. Right? Steph Curry leading the Golden State Warriors over the Lakers with Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves. No LeBron James there. And this is the second time they played the Warriors, I believe. And they beat the Warriors last night. It was like 105-99. So it was a close game as far as the score goes. The Lakers took advantage in the third quarter. They came out strong and had a double-digit lead. In the third quarter, they built up a double-digit lead. However, when you think about the Los Angeles Lakers, again, and how they're winning these games against these mediocre teams, once again, they get the free throw advantage. So, like I told you guys in the intro, LeBron James and the Lakers had 30 free throws last night to the Golden State Warriors 11. And I've told you guys what, not only is it about the amount of free throws that they're getting on a consistent basis versus some of these weaker teams, but it's when they're getting the free throws. So, for example, we talked about that game against the Denver Nuggets a couple of weeks ago, right, or last week, whenever it was, where they beat the Denver Nuggets without Nikola Jokic. But I told you guys, they needed a 17-2 free throw advantage in the fourth quarter for that win, or the Nuggets would have beaten them. But they needed 17-2 free throw advantage in the fourth quarter, guys, to help them get that win. Same thing last night here when you talk about the Golden State Warriors versus the Los Angeles Lakers. 30 free throws to 11, but how many free throws is not, like I told you, the only story here is when they're getting the free throws, guys. And in the fourth quarter again, the Los Angeles Lakers shot 11 free throws to the Golden State Warriors 3. So, an 11-3 and 8 free throw advantage in a game where the Lakers won by 6, guys. And they lost the fourth quarter. The Warriors made a little bit of a rally in the fourth quarter, but they were stymied by who? The referees. Not by LeBron James' brilliant play or his two-way play from LeBron James in the fourth quarter. No, the referees, again, helped lift the Lakers over another team. Once again, a mediocre team that they should have been able to beat on their own. No Steph Curry on the Golden State Warriors. Who do the Warriors have? They got some solid players, but they don't got nobody. They don't have LeBron James. They don't have an Austin Reeves on their team, do they? No, like I said, they're missing their best player. And you still need a 30-11 free throw advantage, 11-3 in the fourth quarter. Draymond Green out there doing nothing. I'm actually surprised Draymond Green played in the game, but then I thought about it. Of course, Draymond Green played in the game against the Lakers, so he can go out there and sabotage the Golden State Warriors and help LeBron James get a win. Because we all know that Draymond Green works for LeBron James. He works for him, guys. So how are you going to be a true competitor? How are we supposed to respect you as a competitor when you work for the guy you're supposed to be competing against? And this is one of the guys he beat in the finals, a guy that works for him. So we've talked about that suspension in the 2016 finals. That seemed a little bit of a weird scenario, doesn't it, guys? But this is what we deal with. You have guys like Isaiah Thomas crying and moaning about Michael Jordan, crying to the referees of the NBA about getting fouled, about getting dirty plays, about maybe getting hurt. You have Isaiah Thomas making up weird stories. Meanwhile, we saw LeBron James cry and moan to the NBA and get Draymond Green suspended from an actual finals game. I ask Isaiah Thomas and these weirdos out here, you point to a series where Bill Laimbeer was suspended for multiple games or a game. Point to a series where any of these guys were getting ejected. It never happened. These guys were beating the heck out of the Bulls. Not just Michael Jordan. They're beating up Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, all the star players. So the NBA didn't want the star guys getting hurt. So they made some adjustments to these clowns. And Isaiah Thomas making up stories. But you want to talk about LeBron James and him crying and moaning to the NBA to get Draymond Green suspended. And it actually happened. Ain't like we're talking about he tried to get Draymond Green suspended. The man was actually suspended for an NBA Finals game. I've never seen that happen any time that I've been watching basketball, guys. Maybe you have. I haven't. So anyway, this is what's been going on with Draymond Green in the basketball court. So I'm shocked he actually played because Steph Curry wasn't there. We know when Steph Curry don't play, Draymond Green don't play. But essentially, Draymond Green didn't even play. He was on the court, but he didn't show up. What did he do out there? Nothing on the basketball court because Draymond Green does nothing. But that's a Hall of Famer, guys. Think about it. In this era, Draymond Green's a Hall of Famer. And when you look at his on-court game, when you see the numbers he puts up, my goodness, guys. My goodness. And when they say, oh, Draymond Green is not about the numbers, right? His game is not predicated on numbers. And absolutely, I agree. His game is not predicated on numbers. However, when you try to pump Draymond Green up as a Hall of Famer or one of the great players, your numbers must be called into question here. You must provide something here. There's nothing to provide except a bunch of emotions. He's a product of playing with Steph Curry. Remember this. All right? So, no one's impressed with the Lakers beating the Golden State Warriors, man. Is anyone impressed with it? Not impressive. Shaquille O'Neal, I think, was impressed because Shaquille O'Neal is still pumping up the Lakers, and he said that the Lakers are right where they want to be. Right where they want to be. Right where they need to be. Shaquille O'Neal said the Lakers are right where they need to be, guys. This is weird stuff I hear from Shaq. I mean, Shaq, dude, goddamn, man. Shut the hell up. I'm so tired of these clowns pumping up the freaking Lakers every season when the Lakers are not legit contenders. They're not. You guys want them to be contenders because you want LeBron James to be a contender. You want him to win. But they're not contenders because of LeBron James. But you won't say that, Shaq. You're going to keep pumping the Lakers up. Yeah, they're right where they need to be. The Lakers are in a good spot right here. And then he's talking about the matchups. Oh, where they are and weak stuff, man. Like I said, the Lakers are not a formidable team. They're not contenders. They're not one of the top 10. I told you. They're not one of the top teams. They're not. They're not. With all the talent they have on that roster, they should be one of the top 10 teams. That's the problem. They should be, but they're not. Why? Because of LeBron James. But no one talks about that. They blame it on Gabe Vincent. They blame it on D'Angelo Russell. They blame it on Luka Doncic not being in shape and not playing defense. That's the reason why. Listen, once again, they want Luka Doncic to average 30, right? And be a lockdown defender. I told you, they want Luka Doncic to be Michael Jordan. When LeBron James was never even Michael Jordan on both sides of the ball. They want Luka Doncic to be that. We're LeBron James fans, man. Weak stuff out here. Always looking to pass the buck on to somebody else. Someone else has to play defense. Someone else has to hustle on the court. Somebody else needs to be in shape. Weak stuff. So anyway, let's think about the game last night. LeBron James, what did he do last night? Nothing. Did nothing other than the basketball court. Once again, another 10 assist game from LeBron James. On paper, 10 assists. LeBron James double-double, right? What do you have? He had 10 assists, 7 turnovers. So again, remember the last game, he had 10 assists, 8 turnovers. So in the last 2 games, this man has 15 turnovers in 2 games? 15 turnovers in 2 games. So you're averaging 7.5 turnovers per game in the last 2 games. And they'll say, oh, look at the assists from LeBron James. 10 assists, right? Once again, the assist-to-turnover ratio for LeBron James is essentially a 1-to-1. And I've been telling you guys this for years. This is why he turns the ball over so much. And remember, the turnovers that he's accumulated are nowhere near the turnovers that he actually, you see on the video footage, they never get called for. So, I told you, no one's impressed with LeBron James' 10 assists. We have 7 turnovers. Again, 7 turnovers. But think about it, guys. 7 turnovers. But when we talk about the overall lack of game and lack of impact from LeBron James, so he went 6 for 17. That's horrendous. 6 for 17. Once again, LeBron James taking the most shots on the team again. Again, LeBron James playing the most minutes again. We didn't go over 40 minutes or something like that last night. And they'll be, oh, LeBron James playing all these minutes. And then they'll turn around and use it as a crutch. Oh, LeBron James playing all these minutes. He's got to rest. He got to take a night off. He can't do this. Why is he playing all those minutes? You complain about the minutes he's playing in a game that's competitive, but when the team is up by 20, up by 30, up by 15, with minutes to go, LeBron James is still in the game. Still in the game taking shots. Still in there trying to get assists. Still in the game. But then you'll turn around and talk about the minutes he's played this season. Y'all never worry about the minutes until you guys want to worry about the minutes. Right? Until it fits the narrative that they're trying to create here. Oh, LeBron playing too much. Weak stuff out here. So if all these goddamn minutes ain't doing a damn thing out there on the court, you got your teammates bailing you out. Rui Hachimura, Luke Kennard, all these guys, Austin Reeves, again, bailing LeBron James out. So let's think about what LeBron James did out there on the basketball court. I told you, 30-11 free throw advantage. LeBron James in the fourth quarter, guys. I wrote this down to make sure I was accurate on here. LeBron in the fourth quarter. That's what he did in the fourth quarter. Remember, the Warriors were making a comeback in the fourth quarter. They were down heading into the fourth, and they were making a comeback in the fourth quarter. I told you it was stymied by the fouls and the referees. They stymied the comeback in the fourth quarter, calling fouls, putting them at the free throw line. It breaks up the momentum. Look at the Warriors starters. Look how many fouls the starters have in the Warriors, guys. They were calling fouls on everybody. LeBron James, one foul. One foul for LeBron James. The Warriors had 25 fouls, and the Lakers had 14, guys. 14 fouls called against them. 14 fouls called against them, guys. Now, let's think about this now. The fourth quarter for LeBron James. 0 for 3. 0 for 3 in the fourth quarter. LeBron James. More shots than anyone else in the fourth quarter in the team. The most shots in the fourth quarter on his team. 0 for 3. 0 for 1 from three-point line. 1 from 2 from the free throw line. He scored 1 point. 1 point in the fourth quarter. Had 3 assists with 3 turnovers. Once again, a 1-to-1 ratio. I've told you guys every single time. And I guarantee you, if you go back to that fourth quarter and you watch every single minute that LeBron James was in there, I believe he played almost 11 minutes of the fourth quarter. I guarantee you, you will see at least 1 or 2 turnovers that LeBron James did not get called for. I guarantee it. So he got called for 3 turnovers on 3 assists, but it was probably a 3-4 or 3-5 ratio, guys. 3 assists or 5 turnovers. That's in the fourth quarter he had. 3 assists, 3 turnovers, 1 point. 1 point, guys, in the fourth quarter. So the Lakers beat the Warriors last night in a close game when the Warriors were making a comeback in the fourth quarter. Not because LeBron James. Once again, the Lakers win despite LeBron James. Despite him. I keep telling you, they're not winning because of him. He's not contributing to the win. They're winning despite his antics. The 17 shots, you only made 6, and you're taking bad shots. Bad shots on LeBron James, again, out of the rhythm of the offense, right? Isolation basketball, right? Guys standing around watching LeBron James, but this is what he does on the basketball court. Still somehow he gets 7 free throw attempts in the game. Between LeBron James, Austin Reeves, and Marcus Smart, guys, they shot 23 free throws. Between those 3 players, the entire Warriors team shot 11. 11. And guys, none of those free throws came from the bench. The entire bench of the Golden State Warriors did not shoot a single free throw, guys. Not 1 free throw. As a matter of fact, 9 of the 11 free throws came from 2 players on the Warriors. 2 players on the Warriors shot 9 of the 11 free throws. So again, Marcus Smart, LeBron James, and Austin Reeves combined to shoot more free throws than the entire roster of the Golden State Warriors, right? LeBron James and Austin Reeves shot more free throws than the Golden State Warriors. Marcus Smart and Austin Reeves shot more free throws than the entire Golden State Warriors team. Marcus Smart shot 9 free throws last night. When the hell is Marcus Smart getting all these free throws from? This man should have been free throws this season. As soon as you join a LeBron James team, all of a sudden you get free throws to high hell. Everyone getting the calls out there. Max Kleber getting free throws. Everyone getting free throws. The Warriors get 11. 11, I told you. It was 11-3 in the fourth quarter. So the Lakers got more free throws in the fourth quarter alone than the Warriors did all game. And the Warriors are supposed to win that game without Steph Curry? Once again, and they probably would have won that game if it wasn't for those damn 30-11, guys. 30-11. Once again, no one's impressed LeBron James out there. He was -9 in the fourth quarter, LeBron James. -9 in the fourth quarter, guys. I think for the entire game, I want to say he was like a +7 for the entire game or something like that he was. But he was -9 in the fourth quarter. Austin Reeves, Rui Hachimura, the other guys, they were bailing LeBron James out in that fourth quarter. Bailing him out. Marcus Smart. LeBron James wasn't doing a damn thing out there. Stumbling and bumbling. Not playing no defense. and the Warriors were able to, they weren't able to come back because of the referees. Now, I want you guys to think about something here. Like I talked to you guys about the fouls and all this stuff. I went into the research on the differential in the free throws, right? For the Lakers this season, I told you guys they were up in the 200s a couple of games ago. And I told you they're on pace to be over plus 400 at the free throw line this season. I believe the Lakers have played 51 games this year. So we're way past the halfway point here, guys. I don't even think people realize this. Like the NBA season is winding down here. We got like 30 games left in the season, guys. Really, the All-Star break is happening, right? And after that, you're in the home stretch where teams are trying to get those wins, right? Because you're trying to get, battle for a jockey for playoff position. So teams are going to try to make a run, a playoff push these next 25, 30 games. So we're winding down here. We're way past the halfway point of the season, guys. So the Lakers have played, I believe, 51 games this season. Guys, on the season, the Lakers are a plus 301. Plus 301. Guys, they've taken the most free throws in the NBA this season, guys. Even though, think about this, guys. They've taken 1,390 free throws this season, guys. That's number one in the NBA, guys. All right, number one in the NBA. And the crazy thing is that the Lakers have played 51 games. There are a lot of teams under them that have played 53 games, 54 games, 55 games, and they still haven't taken more free throws than the Lakers, even though they played 2, 3, 4 more games than the Lakers have in total. That's the absurdity of the Lakers' free throws differential this season. So they're number one in free throw attempts, guys. All right? They've shot 1,390. Their opponent has shot 1,089 for a difference of a plus 301, guys. By far and away the biggest plus minus on the season. So let's think about them versus some of the other top teams as far as free throw attempts, guys, goes in the NBA this season. All right? I wrote down some of these numbers here. I want you guys to understand it and think about that. I wrote down some of the numbers for some of the better teams. All right? So let's think about the Orlando Magic. The Orlando Magic, I believe, are number 2 behind the Lakers in free throw attempts. And they play like 2 more games than the Lakers. So they're at 1,385. So they're at a plus 109. Plus 109 at the free throw line. The Lakers are plus 301. See the difference here? The Orlando Magic, though, are a top 14 defense. They're number 14 in defense in the league, all right? Number 14 in defense. Remember, all right, so keep this in mind here. The Detroit Pistons, where are they at the plus minus? They're negative 69, guys. The Detroit Pistons are the best team in the Eastern Conference. They've been the best team in the Eastern Conference all season long so far. All season long, they've been the best team in the Eastern Conference, the most consistent team in the Eastern Conference, let's say. And they're negative 69 at the free throw line, guys. That means that their opponent has shot 69 more free throws than they have all season. That's crazy, guys. And they're the number 1 seed in the East with a negative 69 at the free throw line. Imagine what the Detroit Pistons would look like with a plus 301. What would their record look like? What would some of the stats of some of these other players look like if they were a plus 301? That's crazy, guys. They're a negative 69, guys. A negative 69. Not a plus 69, a negative. Negative. They've shot 1,369 free throws. Their opponent, 1,438. And the interesting thing about the Detroit Pistons is that they're the number 2 defense. So oftentimes when you play defense like that, you're an aggressive defensive team, you're going to get fouls, right? You're going to get fouls called against you sometimes, right? And it goes both ways. Sometimes you get the benefit of the doubt from the referees because you guys are a good defender or your team is a good defensive team. So you'll get the benefit of the doubt sometimes. Like, think about the great defensive players in NBA's history. Just throughout the entire NBA's history, guys. If you have a reputation, once again, that word reputation coming in, Jeff Teague, you see that word comes in, you clown? When you have a reputation, you develop and earn a reputation on defense, right? We're just talking about defense here. What ends up happening? What ends up happening is the referees understand who you are. You develop that reputation. Your reputation precedes you. So now when they're watching you, they're refereeing the game, and you're playing defense against someone. Even if there may have been a slight foul there, you are a little aggressive, you're going to get the benefit of the doubt from the referees more often than not because of your defensive reputation. You're known for being a good or great defensive player. So you're going to get those calls in your favor more often than not. Because usually if you're a really good defensive player, you don't need to foul people to play defense. But on the flip side, being aggressive and giving effort on defense creates fouls. It causes fouls sometimes. You can't help it. You foul somebody because you're being aggressive on defense. So the Detroit Pistons are an aggressive young team on defense. So they get fouls called against them sometimes, obviously. But look at their free throws, guys. Negative 69. So once again, these are the facts here. Let's go to San Antonio. Let's go to Denver Nuggets. They were the next team I had written down here. Denver Nuggets. They're plus 111. Plus 111. Nowhere close to the Lakers plus 301. All right, plus 111 on the season, the Denver Nuggets. The San Antonio Spurs, they're number 3 on defense. They're plus 220. So once again, you see the difference here with a San Antonio Spurs team who's one of the top defensive teams. You have a Victor Wembanyama who can block shots. You have guys like Castle, Harper, these guys giving effort, Sultan on the perimeter. So, you have guys like a Luke Cornett, down low backing up a Victor Wembanyama. You got some guys on that team, man. So they're a good, solid defensive team, right? Number 3 on defense. And they got a bunch of young players who are athletic, right? They're long, 6'4", 6'5", 6'6", 6'7", these kinds of guys. So it makes the Spurs very tough on defense, man. So when you're playing defense at that level, once again, and you have guys who are going to the rim that are creating fouls, guys like Wembanyama and the Castles and, the Fox and Champagny, all these guys, you're going to draw fouls. So once again, the Spurs are a plus 220. That makes sense because, like I said, they're one of the top defensive teams. So there's going to be a discrepancy when you're a top defensive team. That's why I was actually, confused. Not confused, but I was impressed with the Detroit Pistons, who are negative 69 at the free throw line, and they're one of the top defenses, and they're one of the best records in the league. Once again, so let's go about the OKC Thunder now. The OKC Thunder is funny to me because everyone promotes SGA as his free throw merchant, right? That's quote-unquote free throw merchant. A guy who flops for free throws. He's the only guy in the NBA, apparently, that's a free throw merchant. I never heard anyone call Austin Reeves that. I never heard anyone call Luka Doncic that. I never heard anyone call any of these other guys that were getting free throws, like Nikola Jokic's free throws. Giannis Antetokounmpo gets a lot of free throws. But they give it that the moniker and that distinction, right, to SGA, right? Anthony Edwards gets free throws. So SGA has been labeled as a free throw merchant. So you would think that his team, in turn, would be one of the top teams in free throws. Guys, it's not the case. What's their differential? OKC Thunder. Now remember, they're the number 1 defensive team. So those guys play defense like that. All right? They're not fouling guys all over the court, right? They're playing defense. Number 1 defense. They've been the number 1 defense for the last couple seasons now. We get this. They're a plus 58, guys. A plus 58. 58. The Lakers are a plus 301. Once again, the OKC Thunder are not a 3-point chucking team like that. SGA's not a 3-point chucker. So once again, he's drawing fouls and creating these opportunities. Is he a flopper? Is he a guy that flails? And yeah, he does all this stuff. All these guys do this stuff. But we only single out SGA for. But look at his team. The team plus 58 doesn't really speak to him getting a bunch of free throws or a billion free throws like that. A big advantage versus their opponent. They're plus 58 at the free throw line. Doesn't make any sense. I told you last year in the playoffs, in the series against the Nuggets, I believe Nikola Jokic got more free throws than SGA did in that series. But anyway, the OKC Thunder are plus 58, guys. Nowhere close to the Lakers plus 301. The Houston Rockets are a plus 122, guys. They're number 5 defense. The Minnesota Timberwolves are plus 46, all right? They're a number 9 defense. Listen to this, guys. The Boston Celtics, who are number 10 defense, they're a top 10 defense. They're number 10. They're missing Tatum all season, right? They've had guys, in and out. Like they're trying to find themselves this year. No one expected the Boston Celtics to be doing this good without Tatum. No one did. All right? Everyone kept pumping the Knicks up this year. Oh, the Knicks are going to coast into the NBA Finals because Halliburton's gone and Tatum's gone. Y'all forgot about some of these other teams, right? Y'all like Roy Jones Jr. Y'all must have forgotten, New York Knicks fans. Y'all delusional. I said, I don't believe this stuff. Delusion out here from these New York Knicks fans. Guys like Stephen A. Smith talking about, yeah, they're going to coast into the Finals because Halliburton and Tatum not there. What? Weak stuff out here, man. So the Boston Celtics, listen to this, guys. They're the number 10 defense, guys. They're a negative 198. Now, a couple of nights ago, maybe a couple of weeks ago, I heard Jaylen Brown complain in the post game about the referees and how they never get any calls, right? And in my mind, I'm like, this guy always crying about something because Jaylen Brown be crying about physicality. I told you a couple of years ago, crying about the physicality in the playoffs. Like, dude, what are you talking about? Stop complaining. How are you complaining last year about the physicality in the playoffs? Are you kidding me? We're always talking about this lack of physicality, but you're complaining about it. I clowned Jaylen Brown for them stupid off-season workouts he was doing, underwater training. Like, all this nonsense, man. All right? But I give Jaylen Brown a lot of credit for what he's done this year, man. A lot of credit, man. I think he's earned the respect of a lot of people this year. Except for the hair thing. The hair thing to me is, dude, I can't get behind you because of the hair stuff. Weak stuff out here. But I respect your on-court game. So, Jaylen Brown was complaining about that. I looked into it, guys. He's right, man. They don't get no calls, man. The Celtics have shot 967 free throws, guys. 967. Their opponent has shot 1165. And they're still one of the top teams in the Eastern Conference. And they're a minus 198. What would the Lakers' record be if they were a negative 198 at the free throw line, guys? What would their record be? Horrendous, guys. Horrendous. So I say all of that to once again go back to the Lakers last night, beating the Golden State Warriors with a 30-11 free throw advantage. LeBron James, again, 7 turnovers in this game. He's a turnover machine his entire career. 17 shots from LeBron James, made 6 of them. LeBron James not doing anything out there. He had 5 rebounds last night, or 7 rebounds. He had once again no offensive rebounds from LeBron James. And the teammates, the bench guys, Austin Reeves the bench guy now, right? Rui Hachimura, all the role guys, they all stepped up and carried LeBron James last night. I told you, who went out there in the fourth quarter was a -9, 0 for 3 from the field, 1 point. 3 assists, 3 turnovers, guys. That's LeBron James in the fourth quarter when the Warriors were trying to make a comeback, but the referees wouldn't allow that to happen. So again, they get lifted over a mediocre team. Is anybody impressed with guys? No one's impressed. I'm not impressed. The Laker fans should not be impressed. But the LeBron James fans, I'm sure, are impressed, but no one's impressed. And you got someone like Shaquille O'Neal talking about the Lakers are right where they want to be. They're right where they want to be with Luka Doncic out with an injury. They're right where they want to be Shaq. And what is Shaq talking about? Their win-loss record versus the people around, the teams around them. Nikola Jokic was out for 16 games, all right? And the Denver Nuggets were able to stay afloat. So we're talking about the wins and losses versus the Nuggets versus the Houston Rockets. And then we talked about it. The Houston Rockets, once again, adding a new piece like Kevin Durant doesn't seem like it's been working great for them on the Houston Rockets. They seem like they've, once again, bottomed out here, the Rockets. But we're the crazy powerhouse teams, and that's what Shaq is trying to talk about. Oh, there's no really great teams. The Lakers are right there. They're right where they want to be. No, they're not. No, they're not. The same thing you guys said last year. They were the number 2 seed last year, the Lakers, right where they wanted to be. Everything was lining up perfect for Lakers, and then the playoffs happened, and what happened? Y'all blame Luka Doncic. Blame Luka Doncic, man. When LeBron James won't do that damn thing out there. I told you, the Lakers ain't winning a damn thing as long as LeBron James on the court playing 30, 35 minutes. If LeBron James was playing 15, 20 minutes, then maybe the Lakers could do something, maybe. But not with LeBron James on the court doing what he does out there. Like I said, you're only beating these mediocre teams because of the free throws you're getting in the regular season. That's not going to get it done in a 7-game series against a good team. It's not going to happen, guys. It's not going to happen, man. So you guys know what to do here. Once again, LeBron James being carried by his teammates, carried by the referees. This is what the theme has been all season long, but LeBron James made sure he goes out there and gets some semblance of stats, right? So they can turn around and say, oh, LeBron with a double-double last night. LeBron with a double-double, right? He had 10 assists out there. And he had 7 turnovers, though, man. And once again, what do you do in the fourth quarter? In the fourth quarter, when it matters most, he had 3 assists and 3 turnovers. 3 turnovers in the fourth quarter. 1 point. 0 for 3 from the field. This is what LeBron James gave you in the fourth quarter when it mattered most, when the Warriors were making a comeback. And what happened? Guys like Austin Reeves, the Rui Hachimuras, Luke Kennard, those guys came in and made their shots. All those guys took like 1 shot. LeBron James took 3 shots, more than everybody else. But those guys made their shots. They made their shots. And they lifted the Lakers up over the Warriors last night. They lifted LeBron James up over the Warriors. And they'll celebrate LeBron James for doing a corny dunk or LeBron James getting an N1 when he's the biggest guy on the court. The Warriors roster is a who's who of random players. Random guys, man. But this is what they give Steph Curry. They just signed that dude, Pat Spencer now. So the Golden State Warriors got Steph Curry, Pat Spencer, and Kristaps Porzingis to make a playoff run. And you still got Draymond Green there. Goodness gracious, man. You guys know the deal, man. I'll catch you guys on the next one.